Okay, this is our activity one. I'm just going to be doing A and B on this part of the video. What we're going to be working with today is going through and finding conditions that work for a specific inequality. So it says work with a partner, so we're going to work together. Use the given condition to choose the inequality that you can use to find the possible values of the variable. Justify your answer and then write 4 values for the variable that will satisfy the inequality that you choose. So it says you want to find the values of x so that the area, so that's important for us to understand, of the rectangle is more than 22 square units. So we want to find an equation where our area is going to be greater than 22 units. Okay, so now we're going to be specific with that A part of the equation. So when we look at this, if we wanted to find the area of a rectangle, we would do our length times our width. Okay, so in this case, we actually, for our width there, have x plus 3. So we're really going to be going through and doing 4 times x plus 3. Okay, we're not just taking 4 times x. We have to remember that that plus 3 is also there because we don't know what x equals. So we're going to start writing our equation like this. 4 times x plus 3. And we want that to be greater than 22. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and work our way through the distribution portion of this. So we're going to distribute. We get 4x plus 12 is greater than 22. And now we can go through and compare now to the equations that are given up above. So all of them have the greater than, except for this one has also equal to in that position. So we're going to cross that one out. We need one that has 4x, so this one's eliminated. And we need to have the plus 12. Here's the one that we're going to be using. Take note, what did they do here? They forgot to distribute to that second number, and that's a very common made mistake when we're working distribution. Okay, so now we have our equation. They also want us to give 4 values that we could use for variables. So if you are working this activity after you've done the lesson, you can go ahead and use the skills that you learned in 4.4 lesson. If you are doing this before you're starting 4.4 lesson, then we're going to have to just do some trial and error. So I'm going to do the trial and error portion so that you can kind of see how to do this if you didn't understand how to solve a multi-step equation. So let's just pick some values for x. So when I'm looking up here, if I were to look at this distance, it looks like it's, not that this is always going to be accurate, but it's maybe a little under half that size. So I'm going to try like maybe 3. If I were to put 3 in place of x and do 3 plus 3, if I were to go through and substitute that in, because we are working area, if I were to substitute in 3 here, so 4 times 3 is 12, plus 12 gives me 24. And that is greater than 22. So 3 would work because we want it to be greater than 22. And they want us to give 4 possible solutions. So we just tried out 3. So 3 is a solution. Okay, let's try a different one. So instead of 3 this time, let's try 2 and see what it gives us. So 4 times 2 is 8 plus 12 gives us only 20. Is 20 greater than 22? No, it's not. So 2 will not work. So obviously we're going to work in the other direction. So if 3 works, then numbers bigger than 3 would work. So 4, 5, and 6. And you could use decimal numbers also if you wanted to. Okay, so that's working with finding some solutions. Okay, so now we're going to do letter B. So we're going to still be using this picture. So I'm going to slide this off just so we see just the picture portion of it. And here's our letter B problem. It says you want to find the values of x so that the perimeter, so this time we're working perimeter, of the rectangle is greater than or equal to 28. So we want the perimeter to be greater than, the bigger number, or equal to 28. Okay, so When I look up at my equations right now, I could eliminate this one because the symbol's opposite. Okay, so now what I'm gonna have to do is think about perimeter. If I was doing perimeter, I would add together the outsides. Okay, so I've got an x plus 3, another x plus 3. I have a 4 and another 4. So if I were to put all of those together, well, 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 3 is 11, plus 3 is 14. And I have 2 x's there. So I have 2 x's plus 14. That's going to be my perimeter. So instead of p here, I'm going to use 2x plus 14. And then I'm going to copy the rest of this down. Okay, so let's find the equation that matches that. I need a 2x plus the 14 is going to be right here. Okay, so now they also want us to give some solutions. So we're going to pick some numbers and try them out in that equation. So let's try, for x, let's just try 3. So if I were to put 3 in there, 2 times 3 is going to give me 6 plus 14. Is that greater than or equal to 28? No, because it's 20. So that won't work. 3 won't work. That's quite a ways off yet to get all the way to 28. Let's try 5. Let's see what 5 gives us. 2 times 5 plus 14 is going to give me 10 plus 14 is 24. That's still not greater than or equal to 28. So 5 is still not big enough. So let's try, we're getting closer though, because there we were at 24. Let's try 6. 2 times 6 plus 14. So 2 times 6 is 12 plus 14 is 26. Still not big enough. So let's go one more. Obviously, I'm pretty sure it's going to be 7 for our smallest number. Whoops. 2 times 7, I put that in the wrong spot. So 14 plus 14 does equal 28. So 7's the smallest number we can use. So any number larger than 7 could be a solution. So we could say 8, 9, 10. We could also do any decimal number that's greater than 7 or fraction number. So that's it for A and B. For activity 1, letters C and D are going to be done on a different slide. So you'll have to switch to that slide to go through your C and D.